everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. Jared Bob Jones here. I'm going to get right into it. So right before I hit the record button, we were kind of like futzing a little bit, just shooting the breeze, if you will. And we're talking about Pebble. And I have a question for you, Bob. And it is, would you now consider Pebble or like the Monterey area the greatest place on earth?
So Monterey area, no. Because Monterey itself is like fine for like
Okay.
2 nights. I mean
Or
the
like
weather,
Pebble Beach,
yeah.
Beach, to be more
Well,
specific.
like Pebble Beach itself. So the
Yeah.
only problem with Pebble Beach itself is it's completely unrealistic to live there because like the houses are fucking like $30 million and they're people's like fifth houses.
Dude, what do you
So
mean Jim Nance lives there?
yeah, he does.
He's just a
It's
regular old guy.
I think like the Suns owner has a house and then spent 20 million on another house just to knock it down.
Good.
So like that's the level. Like so it's not even remotely realistic. Um but fuck, I do love that place. So so there's two this is the thing though. New Orleans has a very special place because it's dirty, disgusting, it's nasty, it's awesome. Pebble Beach is obviously a resort, it's golf, like they are two different things. So in the race of which one is the greatest place on earth, I don't know how, like because they're so different from each other. Like so different that I don't know how to even do it because
you can't really quantify it.
No, you can't because I mean, as much as like I can't go to Pebble Beach every day, it's too expensive. It's the same thing. Like I can't go to New Orleans every day. I can't fucking act like that. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Uh,
couldn't live in either place.
no, you couldn't. I couldn't live either place. I couldn't visit either place like multiple times a year. Like it's not possible.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know which one's better. They're so different. Because and that's the thing is like it's all situational because like would I rather yeah, because like I wouldn't go to New Orleans to golf, but I wouldn't go to Pebble Beach to get fucking fucked up. Like
Right.
I can do both in both,
Right.
but I wouldn't. So I don't know. It's almost like, you know, when the Patriots go to New Orleans, I think it's 2025.
I think you said it was 2025.
2025. Like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like a no-brainer.
Right.
Like everything in my power to make like if I can do it, it's like no doubt about it, do it. And I'm going to try to do everything I can to also go to Pebble Beach in 2025. So I don't know. I might be on like I might start being on a schedule of like trying to go back to these places. I don't know. But like they're so fucking different from each other that I don't know if I can have a singular favorite place on earth anymore.
That for an on the spot question that I was trying to get you to say that Pebble Beach was better than New Orleans, that was like very well thought out and very well like put together
and unrehearsed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, it was
like a very reasonable answer,
but that's because it's easy on my end. And for a guy that's strongly opinionated and lives in extremes, you can't, dude. It's not like if you were like when we went to Savannah in 2020, I thought Savannah was fun.
Yeah,
I thought it was good. I'm more than willing to go back. Like no problems with Savannah whatsoever. It's not even fucking close to New Orleans. In my book, it's not even nearly as fucking fun.
Right.
But it has to be what you're looking for too. So it's like, again, when I want to be a fucking piece of shit, I know where I belong. But like, if I'm looking to do like, you know, Michaela and I, like, because I don't even think Pebble Beach would be the best guys trip either. I think it's a little too expensive, a little too nice. don't get me wrong, we could fucking pull it off, but like,
Yeah.
it's across the country. It's expensive. It's exclusive. Like, when you compare it to a Pinehurst, well, there's 4 courses. Pinehurst has like 9, and then you drive like 20 minutes south, and there's fucking 6 more, and they're all fucking nails.
Yeah, isn't there Pinehurst number 1 through 12 or something?
I think it's 1 through 9. The Cradle is the par 3.
Okay.
And then I believe, I could be wrong, I've never been there, but I believe still within a half an hour, I think it's a half an hour, you have
The Pines?
Mid Pines, Southern Pines,
Yeah.
Pine Needles, Tobacco Road.
Tullamore is in that area too.
Okay, I think cool. Like, I don't even know Tullamore that well. Like that's what I'm talking about, is like, there's just shit everywhere. And then if you want to go and you want to do something on the cheap, you go to Myrtle, because there's a million golf courses, all of varying quality and cost. Like everywhere from like probably, a $50 round to like a fucking approaching $300.
Yeah, Myrtle is probably like a lot similar to Florida when it comes to golf. You trip and fall and you find a golf course.
Pretty much.
And it's like you just said, you determine the quality and the price.
Exactly. But like Pebble's like pretty good for Michaela and I to go, because there's enough for her to do. There's enough for us to do together. You can go all the way there, play Spyglass once, Pebble once, feel like that's good enough. Like, I didn't, like, obviously, I mean, dude, I'm a nutcase. I would have played, like, if you just teleported me out there with a fucking, like a briefcase, like the Dumb and Dumber briefcase where I can just give out IOUs.
Yeah.
Or I just put IOUs all back in, like, and no one else is with me. Yes, I'm playing Pebble like in a 4-day span. I'm probably playing it fucking 4 times, like once a day, and I'll play Spyglass twice, Spanish Bay once, and I'll just go over to Del Monte for fucking shits. Like,
right.
Like, that's how I mean, again, if I'm by myself with unlimited money,
right.
But that right there, it's $340. That's like $6,000 in golf.
Yeah, that's insane. Which is funny you say that, because I don't know if you got to it yet, but I just started. I'm like 15 minutes into the latest John Sherman's podcast. I forget what it's called already.
The Sweet Spot.
And he was talking about he went to Scotland.
He went to Scotland.
He said he was there for 6 days and he played 10 rounds.
Yeah. Dude, I know. So I know a kid. Did I talk about the kid who went to Bandon on the podcast, or did I just tell you about it? Or did I not even mention this?
I know about the kid you said went to Bandon. He got a call last minute or something.
Yeah. So they flew to Seattle, played twice at Chambers Bay.
Oh wow.
Drove somewhere else
and shit kicked in.
No, he played well there.
Well, I mean, again, from appropriate tees, you're fine.
But yeah, he's also a +1 handicap.
Oh well, yeah, that helps.
he's a +1 handicap that shoots maybe not +1 scores, but like varying levels of scores in competitive rounds too.
Yeah.
So they played Chambers Bay twice. They drove somewhere else in Washington, played there, drove somewhere else in Oregon. I think Gerhardt's supposed to be a pretty cool spot. Played there a couple times, played somewhere else. He played 13 rounds in 9 days.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Like, and he goes, dude, I walk and I carry. He goes, and I was fucking getting tired, because that was, so they did all that shit before they even got to Bandon. Because then by the time they get to Bandon, Bandon's got 5 courses. I don't know if they doubled up or what.
Right.
13 rounds of golf in like a week and a half.
That's insane.
Which is even crazier, because I'm just gonna completely switch now. Did you hear, or did you know that Joel Damon's caddy Gino Bonelli holds a world record?
Really?
Actually, he holds multiple world records. Most holes played in a week. What do you think the world record is?
For just the 7-day week, or
for a 7-day week? Most golf holes played.
Do I get a calculator to try and figure stuff out?
You can do whatever you want.
252
holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say 325.
Okay. 2,000 holes of golf.
What the fuck?
2,000.
How?
So he
That's 285 holes a day.
it's 111 rounds. Yeah, he's like some days he'd play 15 rounds and some days he'd play 18 rounds.
Jesus.
So how it worked was so he lives in like Idaho or like northern Idaho. So we're not talking like full tee sheets, can't get out, whatever. Now the course was not shut down for him. It is also his childhood course. So, or like his home course. So like he knows the fucking place well. So he wasn't taking yardages. He wasn't using a laser.
Yeah.
He would get to a point, pull a club, hit it. He wrote it all. Cumulative 2,000 holes, shot 20 under. His best round, I think, was a 64. And I think his worst round was an 87, and he may have done it back to back. He may have gone 87, 64 back to back.
Wow.
But yeah, man. So it's like in the thing that helped him out was I mean, it's such a small town or small place that it's very community like centered. So it's like people knew this was happening. So it's like if you're about to tee off and you see him on 18, Gino, why don't you go around us? Hey, thanks, man. Bomb, go, whatever.
Yeah.
So he even said there was a couple. He rounded 18. They were just off the tee on one, like barely off it. He goes, oh, you mind if I play through? Peg, bang. Like before the guy even said, like really said anything.
Yeah.
He goes, I caught the couple on 1, 4, 12 and 16. So he played 4 rounds of golf and there won.
Holy shit.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So he also holds the records of most amount of birdies. There's another thing. Shit. Most total birdies for the week, which I don't even know how many it was.
And they're saying the week is like a full calendar, 7 days.
7 days in the 2,000 rounds. So whatever that time frame was, he has the most amount of birdies, and I forget the other one. If you're, oh my God, where did I hear this? Wait, what the fuck podcast did I listen to this on? Holy shit. It was after he played at Oak Hill. Who the fuck interviewed him? Foreplay? No. No laying up. No laying up. If you want to hear the whole story, No Laying Up did an interview with Joel Dame and Gino Benelli, and he was talking about the world record. And I guess when he was explaining this story, I think they were at a tournament, and Solly, who is in No Laying Up, I guess he had either looked up or he had asked his wife. Fuck, was it Solly? I can't even remember. I think it's No Laying Up, and I think it was Solly. And he comes back. He like went to the bathroom, looked up. Some Australian dude eventually broke the record, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, it's like kind of sucks. It got broken though, right?" Didn't know. So he like he broke it to him right then and there. And I guess the Australian dude had reached out to him about like, you know, how'd you do it, whatever. And I think he helped him out maybe a little bit, maybe not. I don't know. It's like, you're trying to break my record. Fuck off. I don't really remember how that went.
Right.
But the dude played 2,001 holes. It's like, fuck you. I guess he's like a world record chaser.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah. So.
World record douchebag.
Yeah. But needless to say, I don't think I could play that much.
Yeah.
In a week.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
That would be too much golf for me. Because I play a lot, like by most accounts. Now I know people who play more than I do, but I do play a lot. I play about 1,200 holes a year. He did 2,000 in a week.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking nuts.
I forget how many I played last year. I can find out, but that's a lot, dude. Like, I think my limit would probably be 36 in a day.
I've done 36 in a day before 230. I could have played 54 that day.
Well, then I think it also depends too on the course and if I'm walking or riding, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it would all happen. So it's all riding. That was riding.
yeah.
I think I did 27 where I walked 18 and rode 9. But yeah, I think 54 would probably be my number.
I played 693 holes last year, just shy of 700 holes.
Which is also not like a small amount.
No, it's not. I had 77 rounds. I count rounds as like a 9. So if I go out and play,
okay. Yeah.
So if I go out and play 18, I just count that as 2 rounds.
Okay. So yeah, so I actually
I played 9 significantly more often than I play 18.
That's why I put like the whole count in my thing.
Yeah.
So confirmed, it was no laying up on May 24th. Joel Damon and Gino Bonelli.
Nice.
If you're interested, it's a fucking crazy ass story. So it's probably worth the hour and a half, whatever the podcast is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got out 52 times. So like I physically like went to a golf course to play golf 52 times last year, which amounted to 77 rounds. Cause obviously sometimes I played 18.
Yeah.
But yeah, 700 holes is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's not 2,000
for most people. That's a lot. He did 2,000 in a week.
Yeah, that's wild.
18 rounds. What's 18 times 18? Do you know? It's a 356 or so.
324.
That was his most in a day.
Wow,
That's insane.
Yeah,
like he must not like he must be eating trash or something. Like,
eating on the fly.
Yeah.
Like people, like that's the thing. But again, so like because everyone knew what he was doing, like some people would like bring food, leave food, like make a sandwich, shit at the turn, like. But I also think too, it's like he was so focused on playing. Like I think he mentioned like not really eating a lot. And then it's like at the same time too, it's like you're not gonna eat like wings or something. It's like too sticky, too messy.
Yeah.
So your food
It takes
options.
if you're eating like wings or all that crap.
Yeah. But that was crazy.
Wow.
And he's like a legit 0.0.
Yeah. All right. Well, in the week and a half to 2 weeks that we've had off in between, we had some really big golf news that the golf Twitter and golf world they're still kind of going crazy over. More so today. There were some rumors that dropped today that I'll get to, but
didn't even see today.
The Liv Tour and the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. Everyone always forgets about the DP World Tour, but all 3 of those essentially were purchased by the People's Independence Fund, which is the effectively Saudi Arabian government. So
you
now
need to call it blood money. Sorry, dude.
Yeah. So all 3 tours, right? Arguably the 3 biggest golf tours in the world, are now owned by the same corporation. So everyone has been going nuts. If anyone knows anything about the Liv and the PGA stuff, it's everyone that's been team PGA has been like, oh, it's blood money. We've talked about it multiple times on this show. People are like, oh, how could they? We did the whole thing where we looked up all of the US companies where the Saudi Arabian government invests their money. And it was like Hilton Hotels, Uber, fucking, I forget what other one. Those are the 2 big ones that stand out. There's like a million of them. So it's like, if you're going to sit there and be like, oh, how can you support Liv? Liv is bad. I'm team PGA. It's like, okay. And we, like I said, we've said it before. It's like, hope you don't use Uber. I hope you don't stay at Hilton hotels, right? Or any Hilton owned hotel, or use whatever other products that they invest their money in, right? Because you wouldn't want to be a hypocrite, God forbid. But now there's nowhere to hide. They can't hide behind the PGA Tour anymore. because now the PGA Tour is owned by the bad people. So like everyone is just fucking losing their mind, and it's hilarious. My favorite part of it was when the team PGA was trying to spin it, saying that the PIF came to them to merge, so it was okay.
Well, this is like, everything is fucking Spin City here, because we don't know what's happening here. All we know is there's going to be a merger.
Right.
Now, we don't even, dude. So listen, I'm no fucking lawyer. Legally, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, I'm no lawyer, so there's probably ways to figure it out, because a lawyer is the one who brokered the deal. But like, I just don't understand how a nonprofit company works underneath a for-profit corporation. Like, that just doesn't make, first of all, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And then, so like, we don't know what this merger actually means, or is going to look like. So no one knows anything, but again, everyone knows everything. So yeah, then people are like, well, the PIF went to the PGA Tour, and it's like, well, no, the PGA Tour went to the PIF. They overextended themselves, and the PIF go, well, the Liv knew it was a loser, so they had to find a way. It's like, stop, just fucking stop. The reasons are not even important because it's happening. But then the other things where it's like, Jimmy Dunn came out and was like, oh, well, Jay's going to be still the commissioner, and he's going to be able to make the decision on what happens to the Liv guys. And he can disband Liv at the end of the year if he wants to. And it's like, that seems illegal too. Like,
yeah,
he has an interest. He's like, oh, well, they're not going to be allowed back on the PGA Tour, and you're going to disband their league. Like, you can't do that.
Right.
If you're not going to allow them back, like that's a fucking monopoly.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. That is literally like a monopoly. That is the whole antitrust thing, which I saw someone on Twitter say it was super interesting that as a result of the antitrust legal battle, there was actually a monopoly that was created. So the Liv Tour was suing the PGA Tour for antitrust violations or whatever, saying that the PGA Tour had a monopoly on golf. And then as a result,
a monopoly was created
because now the Liv and the PGA and the DP are all the same.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it's just like it's a really stupid time because we don't know what's happening. Nothing's been announced. Nothing's been decided. We have no idea what the schedule is for next year. We don't know if Liv's going to exist beyond this year. I assume it would. And then it's like, oh, well, fines are going to be levied. And then it's like, oh, all of a sudden, oh, the players that stayed are going to have an opportunity for an ownership stake. And it's like, I think you're just saying things to like say things.
Yeah.
Because let's use our man Rico for a second. So Rico decides to stay. He gets an ownership at stake in the PGA Tour, and he loses his card in 2025. Now what? Does he still have his ownership stake? How do you get an ownership stake? How do you lose an ownership stake? How many ownership stakes are there?
Yeah, and I think the ownership stake was in the for-profit company. So it was in the parent company.
So how the fuck does that work?
I don't know.
And like, when does it end?
You lose your PGA Tour card and you're a profit like stakeholder, does that mean you can then go play for DP or Liv?
Or do you have to sell your ownership stake? Like,
because you're an owner, right? You technically own. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah.
And if you start picking these guys, so it's like Rory, Rahm, Morikawa, Spieth, Thomas, all those guys are like, okay, so fucking Rory's over 30. The rest of those guys are under 30.
Yeah.
If they live to 100, that's 70 years of an ownership stake. Now, obviously they can sell, but if they choose to keep it, like how the fuck does that work?
Right.
On a tour where you're not guaranteed shit, how the fuck is that going to work?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely like the hypocrisy Olympics.
Oh, it was incredible.
And like the people that made me the most mad about it too, they were the ones I actually got the best laughs out of, like Kyle Porter and Brandel. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
like so shook, like they don't even know what to do with themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys are such fucking losers.
Yeah. Brandel's only retort was, well, the DOJ might step in and break it up. Nothing's a done deal yet.
Yeah,
Like,
Kyle Porter was like,
okay.
I don't even know how to unwrap. Like days like these, I don't even know like what to write or how to write, or I'm sitting here like I'm like, dude, you're having a
Grow
mental
up.
breakdown because they merged.
Yeah. Grow up.
Like your entire identity is now shook because these people merge, and now you don't feel as though you can write, and you don't feel as though you're worth
Yeah.
your position in this world. Like that's effectively what he said. Because I just feel like everyone around me is already like writing better. Everyone's better than me. I'm like, dude, your confidence is so shook. You wrote a fucking book on your own grounds. Like, because he started like the normal sport thing. Like, you know, watching a group of fans move the rock for Tiger, normal sport. Like, that's a good idea. Wrote a book about it. And now he's
Yeah.
sitting here like, I just like lack the confidence. And sometimes it's hard. Like, you know, KVV and I forget who, they've already wrote such great pieces. Like, how do you even add to this conversation? It's like, dude, relax.
Take a vacation.
It's gonna be okay. Just maybe cut your belts in half. Like, take your shoelaces out of your shoes. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine. You actually specifically, I fucking hate the guy. You have a good thing. The normal sport thing, that's a good thing because you can
Right.
take anything weird that happens and you can showcase it. And it's never going to end, so you can have a volume 2.
Right.
Like, it's going to be okay. I assure you.
Yeah.
Person I've never met and do not like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just glad though, because it happened before I even played around. So I'm like glad I didn't have to talk about it with strangers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like no one had an opinion or anything. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah. So the rumor that came down today was that John Rahm might be going to Live. So apparently he came out and made a statement that everyone is saying is cryptic. I don't know if I can find it fast enough on Twitter. But okay, I think this might be it. It gets to a point where you want to have faith in management. I want to have faith that this is the best case for us, but that's clearly not the consensus. It's not easy as a player to wake up and see this bombshell at the end of the day. I'm not a business expert. No, that's not it. That's not the one I was looking for.
To an extent, they value player opinion, but we're certainly at a spot in time where that's a big question. We don't have the answers we'd like.
No, it was something about like his future.
Oh,
He basically said like, you know, whatever happens is going to happen and I'm going to do what's best for me type of deal. And everyone was like, what the fuck? The people are losing their shit. Oh, this is it. No matter what happens, thanks to the PGA Tour, they gave me an opportunity to play golf. I'm in a very high state of privilege in this world. I can only be thankful. If things change, and I'll have to adapt and make some decisions.
dude, they were talking about giving him before the Masters win, his price was like 400.
Yeah. I mean, they offered Tiger 800.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, no one's Tiger.
Yeah.
I
mean, he could probably
if a video surfaced of Tiger taking a shit right now, it would probably be the most popular video to ever fucking hit anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like you're watching a grown man taking a shit. Which, if videoed properly, you can't see anything. Actually, he's just sitting there.
Right. Right.
You're just assuming he's taking a shit because he's sitting on a toilet with his pants down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the most popular video ever would be of nothing. It would be like literally nothing.
Yeah.
But it's Tiger.
Yeah, so there were rumors that they were going to offer 500 million. So,
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the price goes up after that Masters win.
yeah.
And I don't think we ever got a number on Cam Smith.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because the rumors were Phil got 200, but no prize money. DJ was 125 and prize money. I want to say Kepka was like in the 50 to 100. I feel like there's another big name I'm missing. Maybe it was Cam Smith. Maybe Cam Smith got 150. But I mean, dude, so like I'm going through nuclear golf. Bruce is back, dude. Like,
oh yeah.
Giving this guy like the fucking mic, like this is great. Because they asked like on the deal, he goes, haven't paid much attention, been preparing for this week. Says he was sitting at the bar at Grove 23, Michael Jordan's golf course, eating breakfast when the news dropped. Asked if he could rejoin the PGA Tour. He goes, I'm just worried about the US Open. If I could get to number 6, that would be nice. Yeah,
that's awesome. It's like, yeah, if I could win my 6th major, that would be pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, I've missed the waste management, missed playing. This stuff you like. Brooks on having 5 majors. Don't get me wrong, it's better than 4. Double digits is where I'm trying to get to. Don't think it's out of the question. I'm only 33. And I guess he ended his interview saying, thanks, see you guys at Travelers next week. Which there's no way he's playing, but like what a fucking troll job.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, and then give an example of chaos. He cites his win at Shinnecock. He goes, everyone was bitching and complaining, focus on the golf course. He goes, if you give yourself an uphill putt, it's not that bad. So
I love a good Bruce quote.
Oh yeah. Well, we haven't got him.
Yeah.
Well, he also played like shit for a while, so he can't run his mouth if he's gonna play like shit.
Right. So I mean, yeah, that's most of the golf news. So let's see what else we got going on here. Jones, you got anything big going on?
No, not really. I have a mental health first aid instructor course I'm gonna start teaching next week, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
Mental health first aid.
Yeah.
It's funny because like normally first aid is like an open wound, scrapes, cuts, animals. You know, generally you're acting right away.
Yeah.
Like with something to provide like whatever. I didn't know you could do first aid on soft skills.
Apparently you can. And they chose me to do it, which is gross miscalculation by them.
I would say that sounds like a leadership issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that
that's coming from the top down.
How does that work? Like what is mental health first aid?
I don't know. It's about like so with my job, like if I like manage medical like volunteers, like old retired nurses and crap. So if like there's a tornado in my county, we'll deploy and like set up shelters and stuff. And like if somebody saw something horrific, they needed to have like somebody to talk to, like that person would be me, I guess. So I'm going through training to do that, which
So they have hotlines for that?
Sure do. That's actually like 90% of the course that I've like seen so far in the books is like if people are saying they're going to kill themselves, make them call this line.
Oh wow.
So I'm actually just a middleman.
Yeah, so you're the middle guy. Yeah. I'm not actually going to help you, but I'm going to tell you who can help you.
Right.
What would you say you do here?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you take the specs and hand them to the engineers. Well, no. Oh, but you're speaking with the customers, right? Well, no, my assistant does that. But you physically are doing no. What would you say you do here? You're a goddamn people person. You handle the goddamn customers.
Speaking of that, I got a very rare code brown coming in. I'm gonna have to step away for like a minute, but you can continue.
Good. We'll talk shit about you while you're gone. Jones, did you notice that there's a big box behind him, and it says like the full crib toddler bed or something?
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, it's for a child. That's generally what cribs and beds and toddler, whatever the fuck. But like, imagine if that box was like golf clubs or something. Because that's kind of what I was thinking.
It might be.
It's definitely not because he can't have. Well, I mean, he got some new shit, but like, he definitely can't have shit like that anymore. Like, he actually, though, credit to himself, he got it in beforehand. So, got the new shit before like new shit's like a fucking thing of the past. I was thinking that though. The full crib toddler bed looks fancy. I mean, it's
I
only in
can't
the
really,
it's only in the box, but I think it's fairly fancy.
do we have, but it might be clubs.
It's not clubs. I can read it.
Oh, I can't read it.
Telling you, it literally says the full crib toddler bed.
Oh, okay. I believe
Anywho, um, so here's a test question for you.
you. Sure.
So you go to a steakhouse. Here are your options: filet, 8-ounce filet,
Yeah.
whatever size strip. Obviously, it's more than whatever. Filet, strip, and then you start to get into like the massive stuff, like the massive tomahawks or like the cowboys, whatever.
Yeah.
And you do in fact have to pay for these things. And then there's a section below that shit: 10-ounce, 12-ounce, 14-ounce prime rib. What are you getting?
I think you kind of got to go prime rib, right?
I went prime rib because this actually happened. So at one of the places at Pebble, um, I think it's a steakhouse. I think it's considered a steakhouse. If it's not a steakhouse, it's considered steakhouse like. Because those are all the options. So it's like, as much as I would like a tomahawk, it probably would have cost like $150. Like,
And you're not going to finish it either.
no, it's stupid. It's crazy. Actually, there was one place. I think it was like 100, might have been 150, maybe 180. And it was like a tomahawk and two sides, obviously, for the table.
Right.
I was like, I almost tried to convince Michaela to do that, but I was like, I don't know about that. But not that she like wouldn't have eaten. I think it would have been too much food for the two of us, because then I would have felt inclined to finish it all,
Right.
thus feeling like an absolute bag of shit.
Were you drinking during this time? Because you probably would have felt extremely awful.
Yes, I was pretty much drinking the whole time.
Yeah.
No, so at the steakhouse, like the tomahawk, as much as I would like it, it's like way too much food. It's way too fucking big. Fillets are fucking I still think fillets are overrated. I don't know. Like, people still like them. And I think it's like beef propaganda that fillets are still as highly regarded as they are.
I think they're vastly overrated.
Like, have you ever had a ribeye and gone, you know what? This ribeye is it's too tough. Like, I've never had that happen. And it's like, you still need a steak knife to cut a fillet. So I don't understand why fillets get like so much love just for being tender. It's not the right answer. The fillet is not the right answer.
No, it's not.
Now, if your choices are fillet or no steak, then it's fillet. Like most weddings, I get the fillet because it's fillet or I'm eating chicken. And it's like, fucking cook it well done. It's still better than the fucking chicken. I don't give a shit. But yeah, so I mean, despite like giving options of filet, I think it was probably a strip, probably the big tomahawk. Again, the tomahawk's just unreasonable as much as I would have liked to eat it. I went for the prime rib. That was my call. So Mel, the question was, you're in like a steakhouse type of place. Options are filet, strip, tomahawk, or you can get like a 10, 12, or 14-ounce prime rib. What do you go with?
Oh, prime rib.
And that's what I went with too. And it's like, part of me, well, again, I was also like looking at the menu first and I'm like, I don't know, should I get a steak? I'm like, but the prime rib sounds so good. But I'm like, why? But the prime, I mean, I don't know. It's in a different section. It seems like whatever. And the guy did come over and was like, oh, we're kind of known for our prime rib. I'm like, well, that's kind of like, I was kind of leaning that way anyway.
Yeah.
Needless to say, it was fucking delicious. But
was this a
I
steakhouse in California?
it was on site.
Yeah.
I can't think of a time I've ever had a bad prime rib. I've had
Yeah.
bad steaks, but I can't remember the last time I had a bad prime.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I grew up, my mother used to. She doesn't eat anything pink, so she would cook them pretty hard. So I would just take the middle, and it was fine. But even then, it's like, it's not like it was bad. Didn't suck.
Yeah.
I remember when I was growing up, my mother used to do like a big ass fucking sirloin steak, and she put like a bottle of wine on it, and just broil it, and it would just be like well done and just fucking shit. I did not get my culinary expertise from my mother.
Yeah. That was the thing. It was like the one thing with like steak was my mother did not like anything pink. So I'm like, yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd be on board with you that I would want the cowboy so fucking bad. But I would
Yeah, the thing is, it's like it's way too much. It's too much food. It's too expensive. Like you're gonna
yeah, what
leave
is it
through,
like
like,
a 64-ounce fucking cowboy
probably wasn't
tomahawk?
that it probably wasn't that big, but like, yeah, I mean, it's like probably every bit of 18 plus ounces. It's like that's just too like it's too much
Yeah.
beef
Yeah.
to eat out in public while also drinking, and like,
Yeah.
I think we got an appetizer. Just it's
That's
too
your
much. It's a lot of beef.
Yeah. Yeah. I think prime rib is the way to go when given the option.
That's good because I didn't want to like think my decision was the wrong one, but I knew it wasn't the fillet. That's the
Yeah.
easy one.
No, I'm with Jones on that one. I think the fillet is vastly it's an overrated cut of beef.
I think it's like esto facto overrated.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you for prime rib. Do you put horseradish? Like, do you have like horseradish on the side with yours? Because my father has had that like ever, and like I swear by it.
So I when I make it, I don't, because I don't know how to make a horseradish anything.
It's just straight like the horseradish out of like the glass guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so just like straight horseradish. Because there was like a horseradish like cream thing that they served mine with, and that was quite good.
I'm sure horseradish is great.
Yeah, there's a place in North Attleboro called the Town Tap and Tavern, I think. And I got the prime rib there, and I think they make it with horseradish mashed potatoes, which is really hard to say. Horseradish mashed potatoes. But yeah, that was really fucking good. Shout out to them.
Credit to them. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That
Because that's the thing, is like sometimes horseradish can be a little aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mix it in the mashed potatoes.
I could fuck with that.
I definitely could fuck with that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, like the horseradish cream or whatever the fuck it was quite good. It also helps break it up a little bit too, because a big piece of prime rib can get a little monotonous.
Yeah.
But little au jus, little horseradish, not a problem. Didn't stand a chance.
All right. I have a question to pose that Jones actually put in the chat, our Twitter thing. So there was a tweet again that was shared with us via Jones. Thanks, Jones. And I'm just going to read it really quick. So, crazy debate brought up amongst longtime friends at a wedding this weekend that carried over into the group chat today. If you totaled up all of the money you've spent on alcohol and alcohol related stuff in your life, how much are we talking? And the options are 4 figures, 5 figures, or 6 figures. I think I'm probably very close to 6 figures. which is a lot of fucking money.
I don't think I'm that close. I'm definitely in the fives though.
So yeah, for sure in the fives, right? It's in the five figures because I said this in the chat where they get you because immediately everyone's like, oh my God, you're a fucking drunk lush. No, actually, I don't really drink that much anymore. But where you have to read the fucking question, right? Like in high school when you're taking a test, read the fucking question. You've spent on how much money you've spent on alcohol and alcohol related stuff. So the caveat there being alcohol related stuff. That's a wide fucking net that you cast, right? So like any concert that you've ever gone to, like those concert tickets could now be in play, right? Like because it's alcohol related stuff, right? You're going to a concert, you're going to drink, you're going to have a good time, right? So like include the price of the concert tickets. Anytime you go to a sports game, include the price of the sports game tickets, let alone that, you know, if you're in Boston, like a beer is $12 at the Garden or at Gillette. So it's like that caveat of alcohol related stuff. If it was just plain alcohol, I don't know, it would be like barely five figures probably. Like I don't know. I've been spending money on alcohol for probably 12, no, more than that. I mean, I would count since I was 16, but like how much money do you really spend on booze between 16 and 19? Like not that much. Just like a nominal amount. So if you really want to count, I've been spending money on alcohol probably since I was 19, like actual money. So that's what, 13 years, 12 years. So 12 years of divided by, you know, what is 10,000? That would put you in the five figures. That's like $830 a year, which, I mean, that's probably what I was spending in college. Like more, that's on the low end, right? So, and then, like I said, you now have to include, right? So that was my tangent. Was just strictly alcohol, right? Probably somewhere in the low five figures. But when you include the alcohol related stuff, it's gotta get up there.
I was thinking too when I sent that, like I was just thinking about the posters too, and like we would spend money on like bitters and all this other like nonsense. Like that shit ain't cheap either.
Well, the thing that does it for me is, so when, now this is two of us, these numbers. In Austin, you and I probably spent $600 combined on bourbon.
Yeah.
That's like 5 fucking drinks. Or I guess it would be 10, 5 apiece, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. In Savannah, we probably spent another 500. Again, the two of us. So that's like 1,100. The two of us, that's just in 2 trips, and that's just on bourbon.
Right.
So that's why I know it's not in the 4 figures.
Right.
But to think that I've spent more than $99,000, I just don't think I've earned that much.
Yeah, you know what? That's a fair point.
Because like you got to think about how much money you've earned.
You know what?
This time,
I think that's a psychology thing. When you put a specific number to it, I immediately was like, "Oh no, I definitely haven't spent over $99,000." But when you just say 6 figures, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm probably close to 6 figures." Right? So like it's like a weird, again, it's a weird psychology thing. When you write it out 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, like yeah, probably close to 6. But when you just said $99,000, like I probably haven't spent $99,000.
no, that's like way too much.
Yeah, but like easily in the 5 figures.
Yeah, without question.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you really want to get into it and then go like, okay, well, you know,
because then
we did 5 bachelor parties last year. Do all of my expenses for all 5 bachelor parties count? Because it's like
it's alcohol related stuff,
they're
right?
Alcohol
and that's
related
where, like,
stuff, but like they're not.
Where
like,
does the net
end? But the thing is, like, they're bachelor parties, so it's like, I know like drinking is the name of the game, but you know, I didn't fly to Austin just to drink. I flew to Austin for a bachelor party. It just revolved around drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like,
like
every dinner, like every time you go to dinner, right?
Yeah, but
And you drink and you get a beer or you get a glass of wine or you get a bourbon. Like any dinner that you've ever had in your entire life, that now counts because it's alcohol related stuff. I think what comes down to is like you need a little bit more clarity or you need some definition on alcohol related stuff. Because if you cast the net as wide as it can fucking go on just alcohol related stuff, like I said, that's your sports game
yeah,
tickets,
what's
your
4 years of college tuition?
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
I mean, that was an alcohol related thing.
Yeah, 4 years of college tuition. Yeah, that'll get you. That was whatever it was, $30,000 experiment on alcohol that I'm still paying for right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, where does it like? Because that's my only thing is like, where does it end? Because it's like when we go to a game, well, is that an alcohol related expense or is that a football related expense?
Right.
Because obviously drinking's involved, but
right.
We are going to the game, and the game occurs whether we drink or not.
Wow, this on under no context. Another no context.
Instructions unclear. Dick stuck in ceiling fan.
Yeah, need more information, please. Yeah, I mean, you could go really off the rails with it if you.
It could be crazy. Like,
yeah,
I mean, every bit of it. Like every time we went to Twin River, was that a drinking activity? Oh, I didn't drink every time because sometimes I drove, but
yeah, that's true too. All the money we spent gambling while drinking, right?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, it's definitely 6 figures.
Well, I'm trying to think now. So if you take even just from like because pre-21, none of it was legal, so you were literally just buying alcohol, and it was always buying it as cheap as possible. So
right,
it's probably still 4 figures at that point, I would assume. 5 years, 4 figures, $800 a year.
$800 a year on alcohol between 16 and 21 seems like a lot.
No, it's $200 a year to get to 4 figures. I don't know why the fuck I thought 4 figures started at 4,000. Like that's what the fuck. No, so it's definitely in the 4 figures pre-21.
Yeah.
And then at 21, it opens up a whole can of worms. It's like every meal that you order a drink, is that a drinking activity? Or every football game, do you include parking with that? Like,
yeah, how deep are we going?
Like we stopped and got scratch tickets on the way. Should I put those on there?
Can I count my mileage too?
Yeah. What about the clothes I wore to the game? Like can I expense those?
But do I get to count it as 56 cents a mile in 2023 years, or do I have to go by whatever it was in that year for my mileage?
Yeah, because I still don't know though. $99,000 is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
We also drank cheap fucking shit.
Like, yeah, we did.
Shit.
But if so $99,000 divided by 12 years, that's an average of over $8,000.
No, I haven't spent. I
for sure am nowhere near that.
Nowhere close.
Yeah, not even
unless you want me to count fucking everything. Where like all my trips, all my flights, all my hotels,
right?
All of that,
I might be close.
Then it might start adding up.
Yeah, I'm probably still not 8,000 a year for 12 years.
No, I'm not, because I would only be 8,000 a year, like
for the last few years.
Like, yeah, like maybe no, because even then, like $8,000 is a shitload of money. Like, I remember the first time I went to New Orleans, 2017. So that was like the first like time I got on a plane. So outside of that, it was like $300 to stay somewhere, splitting it with fucking whoever. So I got on a plane. I remember our flight, hotel, and game tickets were all $750, and we went during hurricane season. So And it was layovers both ways.
It's always hurricane season in New Orleans with what is it? Hurricane over Pat O'Reilly's
Patios.
patios, yeah.
Feel like dude, I bet COVID lived because all you need to do is drink a hurricane because it's the same shit as fucking codeine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, good even then. So it's like, okay, so that was the one trip I took that year. $750 plus whatever I spent down there. That ain't $8,000. Fucking guarantee you that.
Right.
So I think the only year I would have even come close to spending $8, which I don't even think I did, would have been last year with 5 bachelor parties, 5 weddings, hotel. I didn't pay for one of them. So, okay, so 4 hotel stays, 5 stays for the bachelor parties, 3 flights. I don't even, that's going to be close to 8.
Yeah. Yeah. And so now again, to hit that number, you need to average that over 8,000 for 12 years.
Yeah, no way.
There's not a fucking chance.
No.
If I had to guess, knowing that, I don't know, I can do the math really quick, but before I do the math, I'd say probably around like 30,000. Since 16? 30,000 by 12 years. That's $2,500 a year. I feel like that's a lot more reasonable.
It's getting closer.
I feel like that's a solid average, right? Because like, again, when you're 19 to 22, you're not spending $2,000 a year on booze or $2,500 a year on booze. But like you just said, last year, we cleared that mark easy, just in trips.
Yeah, I mean, staying alone.
5 bachelor parties this year. That's insane.
Yeah. So I would say probably about 30 grand. Like if I had to put a number, if someone was like, how much money do you think you've spent on alcohol and alcohol related stuff in your lifetime? I'd say roughly 30 grand.
Yeah. And we're stretching that too. Like stretching that and to include some trips, some bachelor parties, like some shit like that.
Right. Right. That's what the instructions on clear dick stuck in ceiling fan.
Yeah.
So that's not that much money when you think about it, but it kind of is.
Yeah, but again, it's like if you want, like you can spin it. Like this is like spin it whichever way you want to. It's like oh well, that's just a lot of money to spend on drinking related activities. It's like, yeah, but you remember I did say it was 5. Like last year specifically was 5 weddings, 5 bachelor parties.
Right.
It's not just the drinking that you do those things for.
Right. Right. Yeah. And like I said, too, if you count every single time you go out to dinner and get a drink, every single game you go to, everything.
Yeah.
So it does add up. All right. You want to wrap this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right. Jones, you got a final thought? I know what your final thought is, but lay it on me.
So it's been a while since I've been on the podcast and I actually about to bring this up, but I think it was on the midday show maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago now, almost. But here's the question. What is the biggest animal you could kill by yourself if you were in a room together?
So just bare hands.
Bare hands. No weapons, just your fists. What's the biggest animal you could kill by yourself?
I don't know, like a fucking squirrel. Like, what am I killing with my bare hands?
I feel like I would take my chances with like a dog that was less than 70 pounds. But
I mean,
like,
you could definitely.
There's also there's like a lot of there's really a lot of nuance here, right? Like again, instructions unclear, but like how big of an animal really? It's like Well, there's dogs that are 65 pounds that I think I could take. Like I could take down a 60-pound poodle, right? Like so like full size poodles get that big, right? They're like 50, maybe 50, 60 pounds. Um, or like golden retrievers, I could take that down. But like I can't take down a 70
Belgian.
pound Belgian Malinois, right? Like
No, that
so
thing will kill
there's
you.
I also couldn't handle a 40-pound Wolverine, right? Because
Yeah.
those things have massive fucking claws. But I could take it, but I could take a 50-pound golden retriever. So
Yeah,
it's
or
like
a 20-pound rattler. Like,
yeah,
I'm not
it's
living
like
through that.
there's kind of like levels to it, really.
I said I could probably I'm like 70% confident I can take down a koala.
A koala.
Yeah, they're fucking high as hell.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm 70% sure I could take that down.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Because like
Yeah, well, because
size isn't the only factor.
no, like you got to be able to strangle the thing, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you gotta
So
do.
it's like, how big's a flamingo?
Canadian goose, I could take down one of those.
Those things
Would
are
you?
assholes.
Yeah, I've seen it. I know how to do it. You gotta hit it
What,
really
hit in
hard
the
in
neck with a golf ball?
Just judo chop it in the neck as hard as you can.
Yeah, that's why I said flamingo. I'm like, you could definitely strangle a flamingo.
Yeah.
But like a turkey, they got those fucking talons. Like, if they get you, that's it.
Yeah,
I think I
feel
could
like
take a turkey if it's just one. If it's like a flock of turkeys, we might have, and I just have my bare hands.
My only thing with the turkey
I
though
might be a
is
little tough.
you're up to chance. Because again, those talons are no joke. So if you can avoid the talon, you're probably good.
Yeah.
But like if your plan is to strangle this thing and it catches you on the forearm and like rips your entire forearm open and now you can't use your hand to strangle it, like you're fucked. And like you're gonna probably die a fucking super annoying, super fucking slow, super fucking emasculating way. Because you're just gonna bleed out while the thing probably pecks you and gawks at you.
Anything with a vulnerable neck. I think the neck
Yeah.
is the you learn from the lions, right? That's what when lions take down their predators, they go right for the neck. They don't fuck around. Like
Yeah.
lions don't they don't like play with their shit or like chase. They're like, no,
the
I'm gonna
only
fucking kill
way
you.
the only way I see you killing an animal of any size. I mean, okay, so if you grab a squirrel, you can fucking just throw it really hard and probably kill it, but like that's if you grab it.
I just imagine you like taking a crow hop and throwing a fucking squirrel off of a brick wall.
But like, yeah, other than that, you have to strangle the thing. So it's like, what's got the weakest necks?
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah, it would
thinking
be
birds.
turkey, flamingo, goose.
for reference, flamingos grow to about 3 to 5 feet tall.
They might
So
not
maybe
weigh
a
enough then.
flamingo is the biggest animal that I could take down.
5 foot tall flamingo. That's pretty tall.
Yeah. But they're
I mean, I
all
feel like-
legs. They're all legs and neck. If you can snap their
Their
legs,
bodies are okay.
yeah, but their
Like
legs.
I'm thinking for some weight to the thing.
All you'd have to do is like gator roll their fucking legs and just
Cut
break
the
their
block.
legs. Yeah, their legs would be mush, and then you just grab them by the neck and snap the neck, break the neck, walk away.
Yeah. And I feel like they're pretty docile. Like turkeys are assholes.
Yeah, turkeys are cunts.
That's why like I don't like so like you're right with like a bird of that type. I don't know if it's turkey because like I think it's something that probably flies because if they fly, that's their defense mechanism and they can't fly if you're in the same room with them. So
I
like
feel like you
what are those things that are in like the south near like
Ibis.
yeah, like that or like a heron or something. Like don't some of those things get pretty big?
Yeah, I think so.
Herons get-
Yeah, they get pretty big. So I'm like, I think it's like a flighted bird, like the biggest flighted bird. Because again, that's their only defense is to fly away, and they can't. Like
Yeah.
turkeys are ground warriors.
They fly out of necessity. They don't fly out of want.
Right. And they have some ground game.
Yeah.
Ibis in a ground game, okay.
What are the ones with the big fucking things? Pelican. Could you take down a pelican?
No, pelican's got the big mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
You
got the
thinking of
big.
peacock?
No, that's why the big
Oh,
big
oh,
mouth.
that was the big mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a universal hand signal for the mouth, the big thing.
Biggest birds. I'm Googling this. It's gonna be what the fucking ostrich.
Yeah.
Ostriches are probably too big.
Yeah.
I think it would definitely fuck you up.
Yeah, I think ostriches are too big. Unless you can get it when it's got his head buried in the ground and you can just fucking again stomp on its neck really hard.
Don't think that's happening.
That's what they
Largest.
do.
I feel like you have a hard time with a turkey vulture too, because those talons do not look fun.
Yeah, anything with the name vulture, I'm all set. I'm good. I don't need to be fighting a vulture.
Shit, most of the big ones don't fly. I don't trust the ones that don't fly. Shit. A swan, trumpeter swan. Stop looking at me, swan. It's like 38 pounds. What's this thing? A mute swan can be 51. These aren't real animals.
This looks like a
Bullshit.
swan looks like a duck. Oh, the baby's
Condors.
condors are
Condors
ass.
I'm not killing
pretty
a
big.
condor. No way. The neck's not long enough.
Yeah. Jones, what did they say on the show? What could they take down?
I forgot what Zoe said. It was something crazy. It was like a fucking. I think he said like a wolf,
Like a zebra?
Like a
Like a-
fox.
Yeah, or something stupid like that. I'm sticking
A
with
sick coyote.
sticking with like a sloth or a koala or I don't even think I could kill a panda because they're big.
No, those things get big.
Yeah,
Plus,
pandas are really big.
They're fucking. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give me a sloth or a koala. I can definitely handle that. I don't even think I can handle a dog. Give me something that's high.
Docile animal.
Yeah. Give me something that's high.
Maybe a show dog with papers.
That needs to be
I don't know,
graded.
dude. I think you could handle like a fucking little Maltese. Like I think you can just punt that fucking thing as hard as you could.
I wouldn't
So you're
feel
saying-
bad either. Like I'd feel bad with like a golden,
Yeah, I'd probably cry
like
if I'm
crying
in
as
this,
you're
like,
fucking.
I'm sorry.
Remember
Yeah, 'cause
Dickie?
it's-
Remember Dickie in the room when he was fucking beating the shit out of Bill? He was like, "I'm sorry, Bill." Oh no, it was you. He was beating the shit out of you. He goes, "I'm sorry,
Andy-
Joe." As he's like,
No, I
fucking
think it
you
was
up.
Andy. It was Andy.
No, fuck. No, it
He
was
got,
either
because he got his finger stuck in the thing.
I lassoed Dickie's hand, and then he was hitting. I thought he was hitting someone with the toilet paper roll thing, like
It
the
was a
middle
Swiffer.
of the toilet paper. No,
It was a Swiffer.
remember when he got the collapsible toilet paper thing in the middle, and he
Yeah.
was fucking hitting people like with it like overhand with it. That thing
was it.
fucking hurt. That's when shit was fucking fucked up.
Because we all tried to help Andy and just no one helped Andy.
I thought he got you at one point. It was just like, "I'm sorry, Jones."
Yeah. All right. So you got a final thought?
I do. So checked the mail on Sunday. Had a box addressed to myself. I didn't order anything. And enclosing that box, some asshole sent me a bunch of hot sauce.
Yes.
So hoping that it was like filled with anthrax or something. I obliged. So this is me. I could have texted you, chose not to, chose to handle it myself. So I figured because you're making this at home, I'm only going to open one at a time. And I'm going to use that one, hopefully over the course of like a week.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know what the shelf life of this stuff is. I also threw it in the fridge, again, because you're not mass producing, you're not using preservatives. I don't know. Most hot sauces, leave it in the fucking cabinet. It's good forever.
Right.
Maybe it's the same deal. I don't fucking know. This is how I handled the first bottle.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, and that's why I've only opened the one. I didn't do like a flight. I only tasted. I only did the pineapple Scotch bonnet. Pineapple Scotch bonnet. Check. You can continue making that and sending it to me.
Yeah, so that is my favorite one.
Shit.
That
Where's the fucking good one first?
that one fucking smacks.
Yeah,
So
that one's good.
That's the
'Cause-
one that like I wanted to like hitch the wagon to and be, because remember I said before,
Yeah.
like I want to do something different.
Well, I forgot. I do forget what we talked about, but I do remember Serrano chimichurri being like the fucking one we made up on the fly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in my head, I'm thinking, I go, it's a good idea. I just hope it doesn't taste like shit.
So Jones actually has used it.
Yeah, I tried it last night on some enchiladas and it was fantastic. It was
Okay.
very, very.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so again, I'm going
Yeah.
I'm going one by one because I don't know, again, I don't know what the supposed or recommended shelf life is. I'm thinking a week is probably fine. At minimum.
Yeah, so
Once you open it.
So yeah, once you open it, I don't know. I've had my bottle going for a little while, but
Okay, so then it's probably fine because most
So-
hot sauces you don't need to.
yeah, so the backstory
Refrigerate or
on it
anything.
is, and we can get through like all of them, not to hijack your final thought, but they are my hot
Well, that's fine.
sauces.
Hey, seal of approval on the fucking pineapple Scotch bonnet and
Yeah.
final thought.
So the thing with hot sauces, I did some research on them. What increases their shelf life is a couple things, right? Obviously a sterile environment. So each bottle, I boiled the bottle like in boiling water. So I sit it in there for a few minutes, take them out, set them upside down, let the bottle fully dry. It takes like a day or two for all of the moisture to dry out of the bottle. And then so that's step one. There's three things. The second thing is when you actually make the sauce, you have to boil the sauce. So I create whatever it might be, one of the 4 that I made, and I put it in a saucepan and bring it to a boil and let it like a soft boil, if you will, for like 5 to 10 minutes, just to make sure that it kills any bacteria that might be there or whatever. And then you put it in the bottle and then tilt it upside down so that the boiling liquid touches the cap, and then the hotness, like the temperature, kills anything that might be on the inside of the cap as well. So then you flip it upside down, whatever. The third thing is the pH level. So everything I was seeing said that you want a pH level below 4.2. So for anyone out there that's not a chemist, or just forgets chemistry class, it needs to be an acid. So the lower the number on the pH, the more acidic it is. The higher the number, the more base it is, or basic. So if you have a pH below 4.2, you boil the sauce and you sterilize the bottle beforehand, you're looking at like months unopened. So it shouldn't be a problem unopened. Once it gets opened, I don't know, honestly, because there are no preservatives. I mean, I've had my bottle open now for probably 3 weeks, and I haven't died
Still
yet.
good.
So yeah.
Have you got the runs yet? Because that would be the biggest indicator.
Yeah. No,
is that
yet.
why you left? No.
Yeah. I ate it with dinner. That's weird. No. So because of that, that being said, the red sauce, not my favorite. So I texted Jones this the other day. Jones, I don't know if you tasted it yet or not.
I didn't yet.
I really like the thought behind the red sauce. I forget what it is. Something garlic, right?
You said like red pepper garlic, I think.
Yeah, red pepper garlic. I really liked the thought behind it, but as I was making it and tinkering, I think I need more pepper, because it looks like a red jalapeno. It might add if red jalapenos are a thing, that might be exactly what they are. But I think I need
be red. I think jalapenos can be red. I could be wrong.
Okay, yeah, so maybe that's what they are. Maybe they're just red jalapenos. I think I need more of them. I think I had 5. And I think I need more to make it more acidic, because what I ran into was the pH was too high. So it kept being like 5 point something and then like 4 point something. So I had to add a little bit more vinegar. And for that one, I only used white vinegar. As I obviously was explaining to Jones before, that I didn't want to use something that would change like the flavor profile, because I was going for like the garlicky, like onion. I put some onion powder in there, like that, like I wanted something like different, right? Like that. And I was nervous that if I used like an apple cider vinegar or like a lemon juice, it would change the flavor profile, because that's how I brought the pH down with the other ones. Like the pineapple Scotch bonnet, there's Scotch bonnets, pineapple, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar. What else? A little, like a half a tablespoon of cumin. And that might be it. Maybe there's like one other thing. Oh, honey. There's honey in it too. But obviously the apple cider vinegar and the lemon juice are the acidic components, right? And the I think the chimichurri, I use red wine vinegar and lemon juice. And maybe I threw like a splash of apple cider vinegar in there too. So like with the other ones, I had a couple different ways to get acid, but I had a very specific flavor that I was going for with like the jalapeno garlic. And I didn't want like lemon juice to like overpower. You know what I mean? Like it, because I felt like that would have been weird. Like a jalapeno garlic lemon. Like, what am I getting a hint of lemon in this? Like, what it,
Yeah, I guess
So
it just depends on how much it comes through.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the red sauce is a little too vinegary for my liking. But it's a work in progress. So,
I actually bought pork butt for the pineapple Scotch bonnet hot sauce.
let's fucking go.
I will report back.
Yeah, and then last week, Market Basket, or whenever I made the second batch, Market Basket didn't have Scotch bonnets; they only had habaneros. So I made the pineapple habanero one, which again, still different, because most of the time you get like a mango habanero. I don't like mangoes. I think mangoes fucking suck. So,
you know something, you suck.
You're right, I do.
I like mangoes though.
I kind of like the angle of like the fruit. Like the fruit hot sauce. I don't know why. Like for some reason, like that pineapple Scotch bonnet like really fucking knocked my socks off. But I'm wondering like
low
what
carb
else.
Strawberry beer.
Yeah.
So you're saying Bud Lights.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll report back. I'm gonna go again. I'm just gonna because maybe I'll crack another one open. I don't know.
The chimichurri one is very good. I had it on enchiladas last night. Very good.
We'll see. I'll report back.
Yeah.
Cunty Chris is like, oh, thanks for sharing with me. I'm like, fuck you. I haven't even gotten through my shit. So I might just give him like the ass end of the bottle or something. Like,
here you go.
Here you go, fucking asshole.
All right, let's see. For my final thought, what do we got here? I'll go with they're bringing back Black Mirror for season 6. So for what seems like an eternity since the last season. So I actually went back and looked. They did release a season 5 in 2019. So like just before COVID. However, season 5 was only 3 episodes. And then the year before that was 2018, which was the Bandersnatch movie that they put out, which was a fucking dud.
That was the worst.
That was a dud. That was bad.
So fucking stupid.
So we haven't gotten like a real full season of Black Mirror, I think, since 2016 was season 4. So it's been 7 years since we've had like some good Black Mirror, and like the first 4 seasons were great. Season 5, I think, was like fine. Wait, no, what are they on? Season 6? No, season 5 was the one that was only 3 episodes. Well, yeah, and I think it was fine, but it was like, okay, that's it. Like that's it. I remember one of them, Miley Cyrus was in one of the episodes. But like I can't tell you anything else about it. It's like those are the last 3 episodes we've had, but like I can remember the other episodes that came out in like 2015 through 14, 15, 16 that was like the chip in the brain, the to see memories, and then there was the other one that was like the mom could control the daughter, what she saw, like parental vision, like all those. Like I remember all of those. Like those ones were great. I think the very first episode they ever put out was the British Prime Minister had to like fuck a pig on live air. Fantastic show. Like I loved the old Black Mirror. But like I said, I feel like we haven't gotten like anything good from them in 7 years. So I guess we'll see. I think it's coming out later. I want to say later this month. Maybe it's later this year.
I didn't realize that show was that old.
Yeah, so I think the first 2 seasons were broadcast on British TV in like 2012. And then it like never went anywhere. Like I think the first season was only like 4 episodes. The second season was like 6 episodes. And then it just kind of like sat somewhere. And then Netflix bought it, put it on obviously its platform. And then it got popular almost probably, I would imagine, by accident. And then Netflix created seasons 3 and 4. And then they did the movie, which sucked, and then season 5 in 2019, which was only 3 episodes. And now we're finally getting season 6. So, like I said, it was a good show in its heyday. The first 4 seasons were phenomenal. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend it. I might go back and watch a couple of them because it's, again, they came out in between 2012 and 2016. And I'm curious to see like how accurate they got. They actually had the robot dogs in one of their episodes. I think it was like season 3. So that would have been like, I don't know, maybe 2014. And now we actually have these robot dogs running around, almost 10 years later. So there's a lot of stuff that like they kind of predicted. Oh, there was one of them was like a social credit score. And now China actually does have a social credit score program. So it's like it's kind of spooky. It's kind of creepy. But they're really good. So
they got it's insider info.
Yeah, it's like the writers for The Simpsons. They're time travelers.
They already know what's happening, man.
So hopefully season 6 doesn't suck. But we'll see, I guess. So I believe that's going to do it. So thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button up there or over there, wherever it is. Like, rate, review, wherever you're listening. If you're an audio-only guy, tell everybody you know about the show. Spread the word. I think it's Spotify and Apple. You can leave a review, so please do that. That helps other people find the show and grow everything organically. Big shout out to like basically everyone that listens to the show, I guess. There's like a pretty big spike so far this month. I don't know what it is, but shout out to all you guys. We got people in Texas, California, all over. I think Georgia, Florida, Pennsylvania, Illinois. A bunch of international people too. That Singapore, whoever is in Singapore is still going strong. Bunch of people in Germany now. So I forget where else. There's a couple more internationals. So shout out to all you guys. Keep telling everybody you know about the show. What else we got? Oh, we got some sponsors. So you can go to moonbrew.com and use the promo code Jared16159. And that will get you 10% off of your order at Moon Brew every single time you check out over there. And then you can go to grillyourassoff.com and use the promo code SarcasmPod to get 10% off there as well every single time you check out. Multi-use coupons there. And then lastly, we have mybookie.com. You can go over there and use the same promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000. So until next time, good night, everybody. Oh yeah, and go to the merch store. I didn't do the social medias. Fuck. Instagram, at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, Twitter, Sarcasm_speaks, Facebook, Sarcasm Speaks, website, sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. There's the coaster. You can get it through the merch store. Go buy it now. Until next time. Good night, everybody.